Between 1910 and 1970, more than 6 million African Americans left the rural South for cities in the North, Midwest, and West, searching for safety, education, and better job opportunities. This is the story of how that journey shaped my grandmother's life and eventually mine. My grandmother grew up in Vicksburg, Mississippi, living along Highway 8. She was the oldest of many brothers and sisters and part of a large, hardworking family. Daily life for her and my great-grandparents was built around field labor. Like many black families in the Deep South, farmland jobs, also known as sharecropping, were often the only work available.
We worked in the fields. We had jobs where we went all day and chopped corn and stuff like that. Yeah, I pick cotton too.
This reflects a much larger historical reality. Even decades after slavery ended, African Americans in the South were largely limited to agricultural work, low wages, and discriminatory systems that made economic advancement nearly impossible. When my great-grandparents and grandmother arrived in Zion, Illinois, they found jobs and education, but discrimination ultimately did not disappear.
We faced it. They had burning crosses in front of the Booker T. Washington Club. They didn't want the Negroes to have it. So they burned the cross, saying that they wanted them to get out of the Booker T. Washington Club. It was a club black folks owned.
This echoes tensions that followed the Great Migration. Although northern cities offered economic opportunities, racism and segregation still existed, sometimes violently. Even so, new forms of community and progress emerged. My great-grandfather found work in industry and my grandmother became a typist. Their Southern identity came with them, especially through faith, food, and community.
Oh yeah, foods, you mean like eating?
Yeah, like something like that.
Yeah, we would have Sunday dinner after church, and we usually would have rice and gravy and meat.
For my family and many others, food traditions became a way to stay connected to what they left behind while building a new life. The Great Migration wasn't simply about moving places. It was about creating opportunity for future generations. By the time she arrived in Zion, my grandmother was in her last year of high school. She would later go on to graduate from Northeastern University in Chicago.
I'm proud that I left the South and came north and got a better education. And then I started college, but it took me from 1954 to 1983 to get my college degree.
The struggle for equal opportunity and the belief that persistence can change a family's future is a central theme in American history. My family's migration from Mississippi to Zion, Illinois, along with the stories of the 6 million other African Americans who migrated from the South during the years of the Great Migration, are much more than simply a relocation. These are symbols of resistance and courage. Because of my grandmother's story, I'm here today with more opportunities than she could have ever imagined as a child growing up in the cornfields of Mississippi.